No worries. And Becca's here too. Hi, Becca.
Hi, Becca.
Thank you for your videos. I was watching them today. The two that you sent through today, I don't know if they had finished uploading. Let me check. I just had a look.
Okay.
And I couldn't access it yet. It said that there was nothing there. But it might have just been that they were uploading still.
Yeah. It took a little bit. I don't know. I don't know why they took a lot longer today.
Okay, they're there now, so I can watch them later on. After we finish this, I'll check them out, and then I'll hit you up tomorrow with some feedback. But I did watch your ones from yesterday. Would you like some feedback from those? So
Sure.
Stage versus screen. So you have a great presence when you're on camera. You are very vibrant and you're not dead. You have a lot of energy, which is really great. I definitely noticed a difference between what you did for stage and what you did for screen. Stage was a lot bigger. And when you watch it, it kind of, give me one sec. I'm on a call, sorry, I'll get back to you. You're fine. When you're doing your performance for the stage, it was a lot bigger and it felt a little bit too much. But then when you watch the screen, it made sense. And you could see like, okay, this is what would work on stage when I have a lot more people. I have to reach all the way to the back wall. And when you did it for screen, you kind of internalized everything. You calmed it down. The intensity was still there, which was great. Your eye contact was really good on screen. You kind of kept your eyes plugged at one spot. The only thing I would say is that there's still a lot of movement just in your upper body. When you're in that medium shot, you want to kind of keep your upper body still so that we're just connecting with your face and your eyes, and we're not distracted too much by your body moving. If it's a full shot, you have a little bit more room to move, but when you start getting closer, the stillness brings out the work that you're doing rather than everything moving around. But it was nice. I liked it. I'm excited to watch the next two now that they've finally uploaded. Yeah. Cool. So, does anybody have anything you want to chat through about the class yesterday or the last couple of days, seeing as my internet connection has been pretty terrible for the other classes? Any questions that you have? Anything you found interesting?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I was just like, I've just been trying to work through like the balance between like moving enough to like, I don't know, get my point across, whereas like, and not like having it be too much. Because I just tend to gesture when I talk like normally. So, like, it's weird.
Yeah. So what I find with that is it helps to make your gestures very intentional. And we'll kind of talk a little bit about that in day 5 when we look at continuity and making sure that we do things the same way so that when you take a shot out of order, you're able to put everything in and it looks seamless and connected. But what I find is that, especially with self-taping, it's a great way to watch yourself back. So if you do something and you watch back the videos that you're doing for your homework assessments, take notes of what makes you feel like, oh, that was just a bit off, that was a little bit uncomfortable, you know, that was too much movement. Then do it all the way on the other end of the spectrum. So if there's too much movement, and that's like 100, try it with absolutely no movement. And then make a decision, okay, on this line or on this word, I'll shift my weight, I'll do this. And as you kind of like break it down like that and almost make it almost like a recipe or a routine that you follow, it then becomes ingrained in you and like, okay, this is what works and this is what doesn't. And then it becomes instinct. We have to teach that instinct of what is good and what isn't good, what does translate, what doesn't. So the front end of that is kind of like breaking everything down and choosing, okay, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this, and I won't do anything else. And I watch that back. Does it work? No, it doesn't. And then you start to learn, okay, that works, that doesn't. And your body just, after a little while, knows what to do.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions or anything that you've been learning that you're like, wow, I never thought about it like that, or is really interesting? Amanda or anybody?
Yeah, I had something similar like that.
Yep.
But that also happens to me when I play the euphonium. I move a lot, so I was like going from one foot to another. And when I was practicing the monologue, it was just the same thing.
Yep. Yeah. There are habits that we have to unteach ourselves that we're hardly even aware of. Like me, I can sit still, but my eyes will blink a billion times a minute. So I have to be aware now that if I'm delivering something to camera, whether it's a direct address or not, that if I'm sitting still, my eyes are going to be blinking a ton. So I have to be intentional to make sure that they don't blink. And if I need to, then I do that. So it's really weird. It like highlights all of your really uncomfortable habits that you have to learn how to break or change. Is there anything else that we have questions about or we noticed? No? So let me
maybe
ask,
for me,
yeah, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
It's like it was difficult to look at the camera and try to read the script. So like, how do I manage that? Do I have to memorize it first?
So yeah, if you're in an audition, there are kind of two ways that they usually do it. And for this, I'm happy if you do it these two ways as well. So either you can have the script in your hand, and you kind of read a line, you look up, you deliver the line, and then you glance down and deliver the next line again. What I would recommend as well is that you actually don't look directly at the camera. So again, this is going to come in day 5, but this right now when I'm looking at the camera, it's called spiking the camera. So it's when I'm looking directly at the lens, and this makes you feel like I'm talking directly to you. When we're doing a scene, we usually want the audience, we still want to make that fourth wall there. So if you actually bring your eyes slightly off to the side of the camera, then you're able to, if you want, you could stick the script up on the wall there and kind of have it there as a glance, something to glance at. So you have the script in front of you, or you can just have the script in your hand, read it, and then deliver it, and then read it, and then deliver it. But you definitely have to be familiar with the script. You have to read it enough that you know kind of what's coming next, so that you're not reliant on reading word for word exactly what's there.
That brought up a question that I kind of had doing my videos today, because I know like I'm used to live theater specifically, and so I know when you're taping stuff for auditions for that, you definitely do not want to look at the camera. Is that the same for film, or is it like, I don't know,
Yeah, it would be the same. So usually, unless they specifically ask you to look at the camera, which I've never experienced myself, unless it is let me take that back. If it's a commercial, like a TV commercial, usually those will be direct address to the camera. But if you're looking at like sides for a monologue or for some other performance, you would just kind of bring your character, whoever you're talking to, off the edge of the camera. So you have the camera here, you still want to make sure that you're kind of looking in that general direction, so your eyes are slightly off so that you're able to connect with another character. You're not making the person watching it feel uncomfortable, but you're close enough that they can see your eyes.
Okay.
Yep. So today's class, I'm going to give you a heads up, is a part 1 of 2, and we're going to look at script analysis. So this is something that you can do for theater or for film. We definitely come at it from a film perspective. So we look at, what makes a screenplay different from a stage play. We kind of look at some key elements in the script itself that we need to find in a film that we wouldn't find on stage, or like where is the information that we'll need as the actor. And then we go through like the different ways that we can actually analyze and annotate the script, because a lot of the time what you'll notice is when you're looking at a film or a TV show or a commercial, you don't have rehearsal time. You kind of just get to set. You'll have a quick run through of like, okay, I want you to hit this mark. I want you to walk over here. This is the camera. They're going to follow you, and this is where we need to finish. But you won't have that chance to rehearse with another actor. It'll kind of just be in the moment, seeing what happens. So as the actor, your work has to be done beforehand on your own. And if you don't have another character to bounce off or another actor to bounce off, we have to base what we do in the script and in the text itself. So today we go through like, what are the key elements that we're looking for in a text? There's a lot of stuff that we can dig into, which is why it's a 2-parter. But today we look at given and imaginary circumstances, we look at objectives, we looked at tactics and action, and we look at like just the breakdown of what a film script looks like. And then tomorrow we'll go into beats, we'll go into the relationship with the character, we'll go into relationship with the environment, and then actually looking at the physical text as a piece of work. So just know, like at the end of today, you wouldn't have covered everything, but there's enough for you to kind of do some homework, which is more just watch somebody that you really enjoy and watch their performance and then write about it. And then tomorrow you'll have the chance to put that into practice and work with one of the scripts or one of the scenes that we have in the folder, and you'll be able to actually analyze that and then perform it, which will be cool.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot. There is a lot. And I'm giving you like the tiniest little nugget that I can of what goes into film acting and my very limited experience. I do not have an Oscar or anything behind me at all, so I'm not one of the greats. I look at all those instead.
Can you tell us about some of your experiences?
Yeah. So most of my training comes from theater. It's always really hard to find film acting training. So that's kind of stuff that you have to find on your own. I did some work when I was a kid. Really wasn't anything, but just if they had like crowds that they needed for something, I was kind of in those. There's a group called High Five, and they're like an Australian singing, dancing children group. So they needed a crowd of kids at the front, and so I was one of the crowd of kids just to be excited. So that was probably the first time I was on set. I've done a couple of student films. So when people need, they're studying communication or they're studying at, a film and television college, they need actors. So we have a website similar to Backstage. It's called Cast It, and you just put your profile up there. You'd send in self-tapes. I've had some opportunities with like Sony and stuff like that with commercials I've done back home. Didn't get any of them, and that's totally okay. But I just had an opportunity to do a lot of self-takes. There's a casting director in Sydney called Tim Scott, and I was really blessed to have a spot in one of his classes. And he casts a lot of like the Australian soap operas and stuff like that. So got to work with him, but I moved over here like 6 months later, so kind of didn't really go anywhere. But that's okay, because I've just enjoyed like getting to learn on the back end of things. I did do a first aid commercial where I got to find somebody who had passed out underneath the tree. So that was like a full day shoot of me just running and finding someone and bending down and then calling our Australian version of 911, which is 000. So that was interesting, but that one I got paid for, and I was very happy to be outside getting paid for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full day of running in the heat though.
Yeah, a little bit, but it was okay. It was good.
Cool. Well, guys, the class actually is going to premiere in 1 minute. I am going to send you this link in the chat again, just in case you want to go directly to the drama website, or you can go through Attendify. But I know you're going to learn a lot. These have been packed full of information, so take notes. And we'll be back here tomorrow.
You will.
Okay. Thanks, Caitlin. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow.
See everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.